Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to Let's Articulate. So now today we are going to we are coming back to our session where we are going to practice a few phrases so that we will be good enough to use them in our everyday communication. Now today we are going to use 8 smart phrases in English which can be used in our daily language. Okay, so that we sound like a natural English speaker or a native English speaker. Phrase number 1 is my way or the highway. Now, what does this mean? This means do things the way I have asked you to do, or leave. Okay, this simply means நான் சொல்றேன் இதை நீ நான் சொல்ற மாதிரியே பண்ணு ಇಲ್ಲಾಟಿ ನೀ இந்த இடத்த விட்டு ಪೋ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ಬಹುದು. Okay, so this is what this phrase means. ಈ phrase-ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದು. Okay, originally it meant that either you follow the path that I am following or you take the car into the highway and leave. Originally this is what the meaning was all about, but this has been this has been rephrased it this way: do the things the way I have asked you to do or leave. Okay, now let us use this sentence, this phrase in some other format and understand this. Predominantly this phrase is said by a person who is in an authoritative position. Okay, person who is either a boss or someone higher than your position, your current position. So he says this. Now he wants things to be done in a very particular way and he's very sure that he wants it like that only. So which also means, buddy, you need to work the way I have asked you to do, or you can leave, you can take the highway. It's my way or the highway. So when your boss says this, it means he's very clear with his instruction what he's expecting out of you. Follow the rule or simply quit the job. Okay, now let's also look into one more sentence that uses this phrase. I love my husband, but I love my husband a lot, but I'm frustrated with his my way or highway attitude. Now this phrase here is used to describe that you are frustrated with your husband because he's a taskmaster. James is a tough taskmaster and he has my way or highway approach. You take it or leave it, or an end of story approach. So this is what you meant. Your husband is nice guy to be with, but he has this frustrated my way or highway attitude, which is like, not everyone likes that. Okay, he wants us to listen to him or just leave the place. Okay, all right. Now the next one, cloud nine. Now what does this cloud nine mean? Being on cloud nine means being in a different state of happiness and bliss. Cloud nine நீங்க இருக்கிற ஒரு ஸ்டேட் ஆஃப் மைண்ட் எப்படி இருக்கும்னா கம்ப்ளீட் ஹாப்பினஸ், பயங்கர சந்தோஷமான ಸ್ಟೇಜ್. அந்த ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ தான் நம்ம ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ ನೈನ್ ಅಂತ சொல்லுவோம். ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ ನೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ where there is lot of happiness, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತೋಷ ತುಂಬಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. He was on cloud nine after the girl agreed to marry him. Okay, so I think this explains it all. Now the origin, we don't know who really created the place where this word started existing. We do not know that, but the US meteorological department, which is particularly the US Met department had named a particular cloud as cloud nine because it was fluffy and very beautiful to look at. Okay, post this statement was formed, people started to say that I am on this cloud nine, which means I'm really happy to be in this state. Okay, so which means this person is very happy. So you use this phrase when you are happy. Okay, now she got chosen for the job She was on cloud 9. So because she was chosen for this job, she got on cloud 9. The entire team was on cloud 9 after winning the championship. When he got the good news, he was on cloud 9. Okay. Other relevant first phrases that are related to this too would be head on clouds, seventh heaven, on top of the world. Okay. Tongue in cheek. Our next phrase is tongue in cheek. Now, meaning is uh, the movie was tongue in cheek about media overhypes some news. Okay, the movie was tongue in cheek about media overhypes some news, meaning to say something jokingly while being serious. So you are being serious and you are, saying, putting across this message in a joking format. Now, origin of this phrase comes from the fact that you are physically put your tongue in between your cheek, and when you do this, the effect creates a wink, giving your face a very cute look. Okay. Now here you say, hey, don't take me serious. Okay. Now while you put your tongue between your cheek, while putting your tongue between your cheek can help you stop smiling. Okay. So when you literally put your tongue between your cheeks, what you can do, you can stop smiling. Okay, this literally you can. Okay. Now look at this small dialogue here. How's the new job, buddy? Oh, I love this new job. Their work ethic is amazing. I love working 7 days a week without taking a break. It might do some good to my resume and credentials. Okay. Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay. Next is tongue in cheek, isn't it? So tongue in cheek means don't take me serious, but you're putting a serious point ahead. Now our friend too has just said that, she likes the work because you're working 7 days, it will do some good to my resume and my credentials. She said it, but while she was saying this, she was also, serious that this place has 7 working days, it's not even 6 or 5. All right. Okay. Now there's a continuation to this. Of course, I didn't mean it seriously. The workload is horrible. So, which means she meant it seriously, but she told it in a very joking way. This is how you represent tongue in cheek. All right. Our next phrase is mover and shaker. Now, mover and shaker meaning indicates that mover and shaker is an influential person who can make things happen. Okay. So this, you contact this person and this person can move mountains for you and he can shake buildings for you. He's that influential person. Now example, he's a mover and shaker. He knows a lot of people in powerful positions. Okay, mover and shaker can be used to describe a person who's willing to make changes and will get things done. All right. Now, next example is the new director of the company is the mover and shaker. Or this conference is going to have lots of movers and shakers of industry. So I better make a good impression. Okay. So this may be used to describe someone as rich and someone as powerful, especially in business, politics, etc. Okay. Example, she thinks her father can get her admission to the law school. After all, he's quite a mover and shaker in the society, which means he's a big gun, very prominent person. Okay, so these are the phrases that you can use to describe rich and famous people. Face the music. Face the music means the consequences of one's action. You did something, you better face the music for it. Okay, means to accept consequences of one's action and can be prepared for any kind of criticism, punishment as a result of these actions. Okay, the origin looks goes back to the army, where when someone committed an atrocious act, they were asked to leave the service in a very disgraceful manner. They were really drummed out with lots of sounds and drum beats, and this is where the term started getting used, meaning face the consequences of your action. Okay, if she lied to me, she would have to face the music one day. Some or the other day you will have to face the reactions for your actions, something that you have done right now. Okay, since the boy cheated in the exam, he will have to face the music. Since you cheated in the exam, you will have to face the consequences of your action. So this is what it is. Now, our next simple phrase is dime a dozen, something that is common, plentiful, and inexpensive, which means it's available in abundant. Okay, these plastic toys are available dime a dozen, which actually means that dime is actually 1/10 of a US dollar. Many years ago, you could buy so many things for this, okay, for a dime. But since over the time dime's value has gone down insignificant, now it's figurative purposes. Now it is used only to write such words, dime a dozen. Writers like these are dime a dozen, so which means this type of writers, there are so many in the market. This means person's writing skills are so common, and there's nothing special or there is no nothing special or significant about it. Okay, these glass cups might look expensive, but they are available dime a dozen over the internet. Okay, yet another word to describe that this is so common, this is available everywhere. There's nothing special about this. All right. Now let's proceed. Goody two shoes. A person who has a nice, perfect behavior and never seems to do anything bad or rebellious. Now, this cannot be referred to as a compliment. While it does say good things about a person, this phrase actually drops a hint about his arrogance, the person's arrogance. Okay, Mary was goody two shoes in school, but when she went to college, she turned into a rebel, which means Miss Goody Two Shoes, she sits in front bench in class, waves her hand, raises her hand at every question, and tells tales to kids on the playground. Okay, which means she's very good, goody two shoes in school. That is, she was top. She was leading. She was sitting in the front row in classes. She was leading. She any question she would have an answer for it. But when she went to college, she became a rebel. Okay, alternate words that you can use here is prudish or stuffy. Okay, all right, she's now next phrase is hard nut to crack. Now this refers to a situation or a person who is very difficult to be understood, who is very difficult to be dealt with. I've been working with Sam for a year. I think he's a tough nut to crack or a hard nut to crack. This word actually originated from nuts that are very difficult to crack. Okay, so the spy that we have captured here is a hard nut to crack. He hasn't said anything since we started interrogating him. That means police or CBI or any other officer has been talking to him, has been trying to get a breakthrough, has been trying to understand if he is the culprit. But he has not said anything significant. Anything we ask, he doesn't have an answer. So, which means he's being so tough. She's a hard nut to crack. She won't be easy. She will never say, yes, I did it. So which also means Jack is a hard nut to crack. Sometimes he's super silent and other times he's super friendly. So I'm not sure if he likes him. So now instead of tough, a hard nut, you can also use it as hard or a tough cookie to crack. Okay. So these are the alternate words. So the 8 phrases that we went through today are hard nut to crack, goody two shoes, dime a dozen, face the music, mover and shaker, tongue in cheek, cloud 9, my way or the highway. Okay, now what we can do is after the session or whenever we are free, we want you to recall these lines that we have practiced in our session today. I will give you 5 more phrases. Please frame sentences and drop their answers in WhatsApp group or in your DC Live chat box. With this, we come to an end of this session. Meet you again tomorrow with yet another interesting topic. Thank you so much for joining. Have a nice day.